Ladies and boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the one and only Turbo. We will be going over everything, right? We will cover what needs to be covered. We will also cover the basics right now, the fundamental things that we always do cover. And we'll also discuss a few things that I do believe is important for this coin and its future. Now, without further ado, right? In terms of news, there's not too much news, but there is pretty much a recap. Now, the thing is, I do believe, this is an error on Turbo's end. I do believe they meant March 2025 because these events did happen in, March 2025. It is what it is. I mean, it's just a typo. Who cares at the end of the day? But still, ladies and gentlemen, in over the last month or so, we pretty much have been getting listed on multiple exchanges. Now, the thing is that's crazy is that when we look at Turbo, right? When we look at Turbo itself, when we go to the site, even the site, it says that we're already listed on 120 exchanges. Now, the thing is, the number is higher than that, right? Because I remember a couple of months ago, we were still at 120, and every month we would probably get listed on between 1 to 3 exchanges for a couple of months now. So we're probably closer to 140, 150. But I mean, damn. Damn. I know not every exchange is going to be the most meaningful one, but you got to realize, we are pretty much being covered all over the world. Multiple countries, multiple regions. Some platforms are bigger than others, but still, at the end of the day, this will have a grand impact after everything. I know people think right away exchange listing means pump. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. People like us don't really have influence over the markets. It is the market makers that have influence. So, exchange listings are relevant, but more in the bigger picture, not necessarily the short term. Listen, right? So we had that. We had a couple collaborations, right? Turbo branded NVIDIA giveaway, meme contest. We had a Turbo Black debit card, a Turbo integration, right? So many things that Turbo is doing that not many other coins are doing. Um, and that is what I love to see. That is why I believe Turbo is going to strive and do very, very well once we start recovering. Um, you know, that is what I like to see. And the thing is, Turbo is pretty much in its end game in terms of what more they can do, right? The only type of thing they can do is things that you don't really think about, and they continue to pretty much dominate, right? They continue to collaborate, continue to give away, they continue to get listed on exchanges. And in terms of very, very big projects or big milestones, we only have Robinhood, and maybe if we got a collaboration with like Mr. Beast or something. I know a lot of you guys are not like too fond on that, but the reality is that guy brings in 100 million views on YouTube on average per video. Millions of views of across other platforms just from stories and stuff. So the reality is, if we did get a big influencer, especially someone like Mr. Beast, then that would actually be really fantastic, especially once there would be a lot of hype with Turbo, and not only Turbo, both altcoin season in general, just as the cherry on top. That'd actually be like the best thing. Him coming in too early maybe would cause disturbance, or maybe if we got YouTubers coming in too early, maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, if they came in middle to late, absolutely fantastic, right? Um, but yeah, other than that, we only have like small, medium things to do, but they just keep doing it, and it keeps, this is a active project. This is an active community. So I absolutely love it. I absolutely adore Turbo for taking the steps they have been taking, and I can make a breakdown video maybe another day comparing it to other meme coins to see what they have accomplished in the last month or two. And I promise you, we are going to dominate pretty much all the meme coins, right? I can confidently say 9 out of 10 meme coins we will dominate. Especially that we also have been, we're also near the end game. Some other meme coins, they might still have, a few more listings to go. They still might have a few more collaborations to go. But even then, even though that's possible for some of those meme coins, that doesn't mean they're necessarily doing it or accomplishing it, right? Because those are two different things, right? Those are two different things. Anyways, let's go to the basics. We see volume has been decent, roughly almost 50 million, 45 million volume, 170 million market cap. We actually have gone down in holders just a little bit today, which doesn't really matter, right? Every time we go down in holders, next day, the next week, we go up an extra couple hundred. So ultimately, it does not matter. It just, you know, it's just when you zoom in too much, then you will, ultimately be, maybe scared. Oh no, 20 people stop holding turbo. Who cares? They're not going to impact the market. Something we have to note is that we are down 82% from the all-time high. That is quite a bit, but other meme coins have suffered more, and we have covered that previously, right? Our ratios are still some of the best. And yeah, I'm just super, super excited for this coin and its future. We will dive into the technical analysis. Now, here's the thing, people, right? We are trying to constantly push up. Now, I will say these daily candles are objectively fairly weak, right? Even on the 4 hour, we can see we are creating lower highs, and on the daily, we have multiple rejections. But even though that could be signs of some kind of reversal, I do believe it is something like this in the context of, we get a couple of rejections, it looks weak, and then we still break through, right? I believe a breakthrough is coming sooner than later. I do believe worst case scenario, maybe we pull back down to somewhere here, this relevant zone, before we attempt to create and burst past this current resistance, right? The thing is, once we get past this resistance, there's no going back. I really do believe that's the last time we will see it. And once we reclaim the pretty much ultimately 0.002829 area, that is going to be really fantastic. We have to start reclaiming this area over here. And yeah, I mean, once we do, there is no going back. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the monthly candle is coming very close to an end. Not only that, but the quarterly candle is coming to an end. So I believe April will be the time for the pumps. I do believe that's going to be when things are exciting. And I'm just super, super stoked, to be honest. I'm super, super stoked. And, March, I do believe there is only 30 or 31 days in March. Yeah, there's 31 days in March. So a couple days left, pretty much. This is going to be the last week of March. So we will have to see how the weekly candle closes, the monthly and the quarterly. So make sure to look out for that, because it is actually going to be very, very important. It could very well dictate many, many things. Obviously, Bitcoin at the end of the day is the head of the snake, which I do believe Bitcoin will be heading down roughly to the 84, 85K mark, just because there is a gap that has to get filled. Once we fill that gap, I do believe Bitcoin will burst to the upside, right? I do believe Bitcoin will burst to the upside. So something like this is very, very possible, right? If that happens, then we probably will go down a couple percent with Turbo, and that is fine, because like I said, Turbo already looks kind of weak in a certain zone, right? It's kind of rejecting, so there could very well be a pullback, which would also make sense with Bitcoin, right? The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you want Turbo to kind of correlate with Bitcoin, because when the coins don't really do that, or when they don't correlate with the main base they're on, so like let's say Ethereum, or the BNB chain or whatever, then that usually means they're actually not that relevant of a coin, and they will die sooner than later. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.